Well, hello everybody. This is our first live stream. I am Brill. Next to me is Woody.
Hi everybody.
So what we're going to do on this first stream is we will have, just so everybody knows, we will have our Facebook up. And we will be answering posts. So Steve asks for little Woody's acoustic guitar tracks.
Maybe next time for sure.
So, not on the first one. Maybe on the next one. Can everybody just post here if you can hear me, and if everything's good? Post on Facebook, because like I said, we are on the stream. We'll read these as we go along, so just feel free to post. What we're going to do is we are going to actually go and start with our desktop. And what we'll do is share it, and we will go step by step through the program and what we have set up for Nano Express, the new version. So no further delay, I am going to set up my capture here, and I will hit OK. Let me share this. This is sort of just a kind of a way that we can share our screen. Let me try to center it. I'm going to transition it to you guys, and then of course I'm going to get rid of the streaming, and hopefully everybody can now see the Facebook board that's up, obviously. Is this where the live stream takes place? John, yes. So hopefully you're able to see it. And hopefully you'll be able to see the application on the screen now. So I believe you do see that. Got some things going in and out here. But here we go.
The good thing is too, I think that after this is done, everybody will be able to see this recording, and we'll be able to kind of go over everything again. And if anybody has any questions with anything that we're doing, you know, feel free to ask. You know, because we want all of the input that we can get from this. So first, I do want to say is, for people out there that are actually watching this, is there anybody here that can actually see us? I want to get some kind of comments coming in on Facebook. And I want to make sure that everybody can see us and hear us and do what we're doing. Okay, that's good. Okay. I think we're ready to go.
All right, well, here's the screen, and I'll show you what we've added. So this live streaming the way the users are set up are actually done with our own hosting service. And we've taken the application and integrated our hosting service. So since a lot of you already have the application, you probably are familiar with the connection screens. It looks a lot different now, because when you went in and actually had to configure Vimeo and places like that, you needed to set up APIs, grab the API key, put it all in here, wait a few days or whatever. But now, with our application, our hosting, you'll get an email, and it'll have an IP address, a username and password, and that's all you need. Once this is set up, that connects you directly to our hosting service. Now, a couple good things about our hosting service: it doesn't just host the videos, it'll host all your thumbnails. It'll also host all of your feeds, and so it's honestly a one-stop shop. So I am going to get rid of Facebook off this screen, and Woody actually has it on his screen. But what I'm going to show you is how to make a user. So what would happen in our hosting is you would get an email, and it would say, here, if you have the suite version, you would actually want to sell it to a user. And if a user was to actually buy a copy from you, you would actually go to users and you would set up your own user. Because everybody with the suite package knows that they get a white labeled select copy. So when you have a white label select copy, that's the copy you give your customer. So with our hosting solution, which is included in this live stream, there's also this user management field. So when you have a new user, what we're doing is setting up a stream for each user. So what would happen is you would get with us, we'd send you a license key, that's this, for the new user, or you could put them on your own hosting account if you want to do that. But we advise to get an individual hosting account for your new customer. That way, they can have their own hosting when they launch into their own program, and you never have to worry about the size of your hosting package. You create the username and password. I'll say Bob and Bob. Well, I'm going to change that, because if you guys have this information, which will be in this video, you'll be able to remotely connect to this. So I'm going to change the password to something no one knows, just so somebody doesn't jump into this account. So I'm just going to create the user after that. License check failed. Maybe I pasted it in badly.
Look at the beginning. There might be a space at the very beginning.
Yep, there was a space. Sorry about that. I'm going to create the user. So I might have done the same thing here. Woody will check my license for me real fast while we do this. But what it'll end up doing is it'll end up selecting, creating a user. I obviously just have old credentials, so he's going to send me some new credentials. But it's going to make a user account like this. And then what you're going to see is the actual user's connection. Once I have that, I can select a user and assign him a channel. Maybe I want his channel to be cars, right? So that's all you do. And once I create that channel, that user is now selected for that channel. Now all you have to do is whatever you made his username and password, all you have to do is send him the IP address, his username, his password. When he logs in, he's going to get a license screen. He enters this information, the connection is already made, his cars channel's already there. All he has to do is go in, like everybody should know how to do, pick a channel, hit show feed, and then paste the feed into Roku or into Amazon, and that would be good. That's all your user will have to do. So it's a very simple process because our hosting platform's integrated. Okay, so that's how you make a user. That's how a user gets their own instance of streaming and their own instance of hosting. So you don't need Vimeo, you don't need any third-party streaming like hosting like GoDaddy or Cpoint or anything like that. This one hosting package does it all. There's also a new tab here called live streaming. So this is where you can set up your live streams. At first it looks pretty confusing, but it's pretty easy. For you, those of you that have the suite version, you can say, I'm going to work on this customer, or I'm going to work on, in this case, myself, because I'm my own customer as well. So what I can do is say, okay, under my account, I can select a channel and say, okay, then it'll auto-generate the stream keys and the address that you need to stream to. Pretty easy. After that, I can go in and put my title, my description, my tag, and upload any thumbnail that I like for this live stream. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to go into live connections, and we'll do a few of these. And I'll say, I want to see all the details for this customer, for Nano Express, for this channel. It auto-populates from the server what stream. So if you want to run MP4s or HLS, just so you know, this is running HLS. So basically what we've done, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that too, is that we went in and we made, let's see if it's in this. If I go into channel, Nano Developer, if I hit Brill and load this feed, you'll see what's happening. As you see, this, which is named Live and Live Training, has this URL in it. Well, that URL simply came from our live streaming, live connections URL for, here you go. So here's the deal. So we can make as many of these as we want. But as you know, right now we're streaming live on Fire, and we're streaming live on, are you on Facebook? Yeah. Live on Amazon and on Roku. And the way we're able to do that is because when we create the feeds, if you go back home and look at this feed, the same feed we're using is streaming to both of these URLs simultaneously. So as we add more connections, we just use more feeds. Or what you can do is you can take any one of these feeds that we have in live streaming and paste them into anything you wish. Meaning that until we're actually making more connections like YouTube and Facebook and everything, but right now you can copy any one of these links and connect right to Facebook and you know, make sure that you stream. You could do it to 3 or 4 or 5 different places with our different streams, and that's why we have so many different opportunities. So to note, you'll see that this RTMPS is coming soon, and the reason for that, it'll be out in the next iteration of the software, because Facebook is going from RTMP. They want to encrypt their streams in what's called TLS. It's kind of really technical jargon, but the bottom line is they're not going to allow people to stream versus RTMP any longer. So they're going to have a special RTMPS address. So we already have that working and have that done. So we'll launch that update for everybody before Facebook cuts over. So then if you want to do your Facebook feed inside here, it'll just use the feed that's suitable for Facebook. So to show you that we are in fact live, we're going to read some. Beverly says, hey, I see you live on Roku. I'm going to let Woody read a few.
Tanya's on there too. She says, wow. Angie, she actually posted a full picture that says, yes, I see you. Hey, Woody. That's from Tanya as well. You guys are awesome. All systems go. Yes and yes, they can see us. Looking good. We can see you. Thanks for the comments, guys. This is great. There's a ton of them out there. Karen, Alton, Todd. Yep, thank you.
So the way we're able to do this, honestly, is that we just simply went in and we just brought in, we'll show you the other piece of software. I can't show you in the stream, but I'm going to show you in the download that everybody can download for free. And then basically all you have to do is take any one of these stream addresses that are in here and copy it into this application, and it'll stream to wherever we have your various XMLs, JSONs, and even Apple, for those of you that have gone in and gotten the Apple license, and we're going through the process of getting your Apple TV set up over here. You know, we'll have all this streaming stuff done for you. It'll all be integrated. So just like now when we're talking, if you guys go over to Fire, you'll see in fact that we're streaming over there the exact same content. Okay, so over here, this is where you create the live stream, and all you really need for a live stream is this URL and this key. Because if I have this key and this URL, and I select channel Nano Express, all I have to do is make sure when I'm at home and I look at the feed, all I have to do is put this feed, just like you already have, inside of Roku. So the deal is, I've only put this in once, just like you guys. I never have to go change it. And anytime I hit live stream, I'll just take over. I think some of you saw that you were at the channel probably trying to load it, and it wouldn't load. And then you clicked it before this began, and all you saw was our desktop logo, right? And then when the logo was done, when we were ready to go live, we just pressed live. And then, of course, I had to turn up the sound because I had it down. And then here we are. So it's a very simple process to get streaming live, actually, through our hosting platform connected to our software. So let's say you set up your channel and everything's the way you want it, but later you want to switch out the thumbnail or tag or description. This works just like any other video would on Roku or Fire. You know, you have to put a tag, and we actually put the tag live or live streaming, and then we made a category inside Roku called live and tagged it here. That's why when you go into our channel, you'll see it on top and it'll be the live streaming one. So what we're working on now and what we are going to release as we go through and install these applications for you is this thing called True TV. So True TV is very simple. You'll see that it has a TV scheduler in it now, and you can manage the scheduler. So what this means is that you can have a station on Roku or on Fire or Apple that is running 24 hours a day, just like a regular TV station would run. The way we do this is if you go into edit videos now, so if you go into edit screen and you actually go and edit a video, and let's say I'm on Brill, I'm going Nano Express, right? And then I go and I select, you know, one of my, see, live training is in there, but if I load the video, it's telling me the URL. You see this URL and this live training, that's exactly what you're looking at. It's already in my JSON, so it's always going to be there. However, let's say I want to make a channel that's showing all of these one after another. So I'll go to advertising revenue, I'll hit load. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this URL, I'll highlight the whole thing, copy it, and I'll put it in a notepad. And I'll just save that notepad. I'll call it Sunday.pls, and we're going to have videos on that. And then all I have to do is upload the Sunday to the Sunday, right? Give it a name, call this, you know, list for Nano training. Oh, sorry. I'll make a list for Nano training, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Sunday play this group of videos, Monday this group, Tuesday this group, whatever you want to put in there, and I hit save. Once I do that, I'll be able to go to that channel and I'll be able to select the playlist, basically, I'm trying to run on that channel. So then when somebody comes to our channel, you'll see that by Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to have another thing up there by live streaming, and it's just going to be, you know, a general, it'll be like Nano information. And then what will happen is it'll just run video after video after video, but it'll look like a television station. We'll probably use our merge videos. You guys, I'm sure, remember how to use this to add in commercial breaks and things like that. So simultaneously, we'll have a show, TV commercials, or a break or whatever, so it'll stream just like TV. It does this on any of the platforms that you've decided to stream to. In this case, right now, we're up on Fire and we're up on Roku. But we could certainly turn on Apple and all those other things, so that shouldn't be an issue at all. So basically, in a nutshell, I can make as many of these as I want. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to an edit video. I'm going to launch the editor. I'm going to grab a video. And because I know the link to the video, I am going to either grab that video or I'm going to download it or whatever I want to do. And I'm going to go over here and merge it to some spot or commercial. And then I'm going to save it. And I'm going to call it video 1. And I know video 1, when I make my playlist, I'm going to put video 1. I know it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. And then I'll put a 4-minute or 30-second commercial or whatever it is I want to do on there, and then keep merging it. And I can do, show after show after show. And here's the really cool thing. Not that I suggest you do this or don't, but what's cool about it is you could have one station. Like you see, we have this live training station that you guys are watching now. The reason you're watching now is because I hit play or live stream. So what I could do is I could use this software to actually fill that live streaming channel up 24 hours a day with different videos that we have of training, and then underneath that have all the categories, so they have on-demand videos. But not Thursday, but next Thursday, when we do a live streaming session on just setting up, we're going to set up a live stream, and we're going to set up you know, an entire playlist step by step. When we do that, we can press live stream and break into that channel just for them, so it doesn't have to be just sort of like a dead placeholder. Matter of fact, over here, if you actually look at True TV, you're going to be able to upload an image. Like, let's say you have an image that just says stand by or show coming in 2 days or 5 minutes or whatever the countdown is. You're going to be able to upload that image here, because our software actually will take that image and it'll make it a little 30-second video, and it'll plug the video right into your live stream automatically for you. So it'll just keep looping, but it'll look like it's just sort of an image placeholder there, but it's in fact a small video that our application created and just loops. And so you could have, you know, you've seen the TV station where they have like the yellow, the red, the black, or the stripes, and it just says, you know, coming soon or stay tuned or something like that. So you'll be able to use videos and or images for any day of the week, right? And then if you want to edit them, you know, you'll be able to drop down and delete them or save them or switch them as you want. So every day, Sunday you can have a playlist that lasts 24 hours, and then Monday you can have a different one, Tuesday a different one. So basically you do have in fact a channel, just like any other TV channel. So I'm going to let Woody talk about the board. I don't know if there's been any questions posted or anything.
Oh yeah,
like
lots
that.
of questions.
So I'm going to let him read them, and he'll probably answer them, or we'll just go right down the list.
Absolutely. Mostly it's just, I think Todd said that you're sexy, and yeah, thanks Todd. That's awesome.
I think he was talking
That's
about
awesome.
me.
Oh, he's talking about you. I see. I
Come
see.
on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Karen said, so right now, if we had a live feed, we could also stream live on Facebook by copying the link. That's exactly right. So yeah, basically, all these different streaming platforms, Twitch, Facebook, anything that basically can take a live feed, even Vimeo for that matter, you can basically take this link that gets provided through our hosting, and you can paste it into these different kind of streaming platforms, and then you can stream straight from your computer. And it's treated the same way with Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV, and all these OTT streaming platform services. Olivia, she said, great job. Thanks, Olivia. Are you going live on Amazon Fire as well? We are. We can also do that, and as we kind of do these different kind of live streams, we're going to try to do them at least once a week, every other week. We'll put it on Amazon next time, and then after that, we'll be on Apple TV as well. So yeah, we're gonna go onto all of these.
But the next time when we add Fire, because we're just trying to show you guys slowly how to do this. So on the next one, we're going to show you how we're going to put ourselves on Fire, but we're going to be on Fire and Roku, because our application lets you stream to all those sources at once. So it's not like we're going to be on Roku this week, Fire next week. We're going to be on next week, we're going to be on Roku and Fire.
Yep.
You see, so there, you don't have to make a decision. We're just kind of rolling it out slowly so we can do this step by step with you guys.
Tanya asks, so if I only have to take that feed and put it into Roku and Amazon Fire, that's it? Yeah, basically. I mean, you can actually take the URLs that are on the screen currently right now and paste them into Amazon Fire or Roku, but Nano Express will create the live channel or live video inside of that channel automatically. So you don't actually have to go and paste it in there.
Right, you don't paste anything. What you'll do is it's just in your feed. So just like anything else, as you see, this is the link. It's already in my feed. So even when we sign off here and you go back to our Roku, you're going to see our live training button still there. It's going to stay there the whole time. Now we can opt with our software to put videos in like a live channel sort of deal if we want. We can do videos if we want, and then we can break into live stream. So once you add the channel into Roku, just like you add a video, you're just adding, this video is just called live, and you just press buttons, it's in here and it's going to be in there. So when you're ready to go live again, you don't have to paste anything anywhere. You just hit go live and it'll go to any place you want it, wherever you have it set up.
Yep. Thanks for all the awesome questions. John, he says that he's speechless. I'm surprised John's not out there surfing right now. Oh, it would be helpful to know which streams for which platform. Okay, so basically this question is, it's going to be available for all streams.
Yeah, but what he's trying to say, I think, the question is, if you go into live streaming, there's a lot of options here. So, okay, so we're going to take a note of that, and we will add that, because that is a great point. Like, for example, it'd probably be great for you guys to know that RTMP is supported right now with Facebook. So somebody asked earlier about a Facebook stream. So you could actually copy this and paste it into Facebook and hit live here. It'd be on Facebook, Roku, Fire, Apple, all simultaneously. But you may not know that in just a few weeks, they're going to disable that in Facebook. So you need to know not only what you need to use, but some kind of, we need to come up with some platform that will actually let you know that, hey, everybody streaming to Facebook, start using this link instead of that link. So that's going to be very important, I think. So we'll probably do that inside the members area. So we're having Chris, the marketing director, actually build out the different members area. We're going to send you guys, everybody that has bought the product, we're going to send you a username and password, and this is where we're going to keep up to date with that information as well.
Angie's asking, after the live stream, you mentioned the replay is automatically added to your TV. How does that work? You want to explain that one?
Sure.
You want me to do that one?
Well, it does, so what's happening right now is our hosting service, we're not recording this on our PC at all, but our hosting service is recording it right now. So once we're done, what's going to happen is we're going to go into edit, we're going to go into our edit video, and when we go inside here, we're going to see another video in here that's going to just be date and time stamped. Okay, so it's going to have today's date, today's time, whatever. So I'm going to have to load that into here, and then I'm going to change the title, description, or whatever, and I'm going to say save and post, and it's going to post it immediately to the channel. So I never have to leave here to make that happen. But yeah, it'll be posted under our training section. Be very easy to do.
Yeah, I think we've gotten through a lot of the questions right now.
I think you still look at questions. So if you got more questions,
Yeah,
guys,
hit 'em up.
just keep posting them in the Facebook group, and we will we'll get them all answered. That's the sort of the plus of being live, you know, is that we can actually answer all the questions, and even questions, you know, outside of just live streaming. If you have some general questions, I think the user thing is really cool. I think that
Yeah, you should show them the instances where the drop downs.
Yeah, I'll let you drive. Show them.
Okay,
that.
yeah. So
there's Woody.
So so when you actually get a user created, because there's going to be people here that have maybe tons of clients, tons of people they want to work with, and when they do, this is kind of a universal kind of placeholder that you can choose. So when you choose this, it actually changes the whole interface to act as if you're that particular user, and you can actually go through and edit all of their different channels. You can merge, you can edit all of their videos, so you want to share them. You also are able to edit all their live streams as well, and you basically get the same thing that they would see. And then if you like to change back to a different user, you click on it and it automatically fills in that particular channel. So it kind of gives you control over their videos, because there's going to be certain clients that want to be able to upload their own content, but there's also going to be users that want to kind of have a little more control and be able to kind of do their thing. And so we're trying to make this pretty much easier for everybody to be able to use. We want to make sure that all of the users are capable of whatever they need to do, and it also gives you the power as well. So it's a great tool for maybe somebody that doesn't necessarily need all the bells and whistles, and they just need a little bit of help. And with that, they also get their own hosting instance, and that can be scaled up and down depending on how many videos that particular person has or how big their videos are. It's just we're just trying to make it good for everybody here. So it's just really what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so I mean, basically that's for people that have the suite version that are going to have multiple customers. This is a way you can actually manage the individual customers. So in case one of your customers is having a problem, usually they're going to go over to this help button, and we're going to work on helping them. But if they just say, hey, I've got this video, I need assistance uploading it. It's very simple. Just change to them and upload it as you normally would on whatever channel you would, and all of a sudden you just help them out. So as you get more and more familiar with the interfaces, you're going to realize we're going to bring more and more tools that are going to let you help out the third party that you sell it to. Okay, Well, what are there more questions? Woody, you got anything?
Sure. Yeah, let's see. Tanya, she has another question here. Will we need special equipment to live stream, such as a camera and mics and such? So it's, you know, a lot of laptops, obviously these days, have their own little webcam. They have their own little microphone built in. But that's not to say you can't scale up to something with, to a studio quality with very expensive equipment that basically you can attach into your computer. You can treat this as big or as small as you want, depending on what you do. You could make a full-blown show out of this if you really want to, with high-definition audio, high-definition video, or if you're just trying to, you know, do a little podcast by yourself and you kind of have a little home studio that you're working with. That's fine too. You can go as big or small as you want. It's just this is just giving you the ability to do so.
So it'd probably be, so you can see the quality of ours. So, you know, we're sort of just working with a Canon camcorder we just went out and got. I think it cost us a couple $100. I don't even know. And the mic that's off of it. And so we're just sort of sitting here in front of that. And
yeah, we have it set up almost like a traditional kind of boom that would hang kind of overhead, so it can take up all the audio. And you know, I'm sure that we'll do a live stream of our setup one day, and we can show you kind of everything that we have here in our little studio build that we've got going on.
And we have intros and outros, all this stuff we're playing with. So next time you won't just be looking at like the logo at the beginning. We'll actually have an intro. It'll be more of a show as we get more used to being in front of the camera with you guys.
That's right.
And just get more comfortable with it, because, you know, as software developers, you know, we're not the entertainment necessarily. Right. So
you can't think about it. We don't actually have, though maybe we should get one. We should get one of these guys behind the camera that basically does a countdown. You know, they show the fingers. Right,
because we just sort of wing it. So, which is great because it's not that formal or anything like that. But we will up the production quality with intros and outros and things like that. And I mean, even in this live stream, we can break for commercials. I can show you some stuff we can do. We can put in like feeds, like it can go across your screen that says like, you know, live or buy now, things like that. So we'll get better at showing you all those features every week as we stream. We'll show you some additional things. More questions?
More questions are coming in. Angie's asking, can you do playlists? I have a client who has music video channel that would like to play video after video after video automatically without having to click on each one. Or would I need to use the live stream feature to schedule the videos to play continuously? So to answer your question, yes, you will be able to do playlists. And we have it segmented out so that on the back end it has a timer that runs into the next day, and it plays that particular playlist on that day. So you can set them for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And as Bro was showing earlier, you can basically build this out with a simple text file, and you'll be able to copy in the particular video that you want into that playlist, and it'll go through them.
And so to note, it is technically, just so you know, it is technically using a live stream. But here's the thing to know. I can have as many live streams on my channel going simultaneously as I want. So I can make a channel called music or whatever, and I can make a playlist, and I could just upload entire, like, you know, everything that I want to play. Like, let's say they're 3-minute music videos. I could upload 24 hours, or I could upload, you know, 5 hours and make that just repeat over and over and over again. Because what will happen is, on our hosting server, it's going to take that Sunday.pls. PLS just stands for playlist. That's the extension that you have to use. But when you browse and upload, it'll change it for you automatically. But let's say it's only an hour. So it's just going to it's just going to replay that same video hour after hour after hour for 24 hours. So it's not like you need 24 hours worth of content. But let's say you have 12. So if you have 12 hours, at the 12 hours and 1 minute, the whole thing's going to start over and run another 12 hours. So yes, it's technically live streaming. The good news about that is that you can have as many live streams going as you want. It really depends on the hosting package that you choose. I think even our smallest hosting package comes with something like you can have 40 simultaneous streams at once. So I could still have this live stream, and the music channel could still be playing even on the same channel.
This is an interesting question from Ellie here. how does the ad rules on time when an ad shows apply?
So, okay, so here's the thing. Like, since we're really broadcasting live and it's really an HLS stream, you know, we can put in ads. I mean, I could basically, this whole stream could have just been sitting here, me talking with a commercial in front of you, and that would have, you know, we would have gotten away with that. The problem is, it comes in that if I actually go and want to record this and play it later, that's when you'll really get hung up. So you have to follow the same rules, basically. Although if you're just doing a one-time event stream and you put a banner and a link on the bottom in live time, I'll show you how you can do that. So a banner can go on the bottom and just say, hey, you know, some information. I mean, that'll be fine. But if you're going to have that banner in there and you're going to try to record it and play it back, you probably have to go in there and edit the banner out, or make sure you follow the rules, not just with Roku, but with Fire and Apple. They all have different rules.
John's asking, can the platform support the format 1080p or higher for super speed broadband users?
Yes, so the platform doesn't really judge that. Really, internet connections judge that sort of thing, and the settings that you have, that you set up. So you can set that up to whatever you like. I mean, 1080 is fine, as long as what you'll find, you'll get to a point where the video on Roku, for example, you'll see it, and it'll be playing, everything will go great, in like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it'll say loading again for people on their screens, or maybe it'll happen every 20 seconds or 10 seconds. So you can actually push, or the format, as high as you can do with the internet connection that you have, that you're streaming from. Hopefully that makes sense.
Tanya is asking, so I have the commercial package. Do I need to upgrade to be able to stream live?
No. Live streaming is independent of whatever package you have. That's just getting our hosting service. Now, if you look here, if you want to have users, like you want to sell it to a user and create users, and then manage user accounts because you're selling it to users, the user, if you sold this to a user, Woody, you would be able to give Woody a download link. He would download a copy of this software, but it would have your logo and brand on it. But when he opens it, his license would be the username and password you set up, and he wouldn't be able to create channels or delete channels or anything like that. But your customer also would be able to live stream as long as they were using our hosting service. Because video streaming is not something a software does, it's something your hosting allows you to do, and we just integrated it in. Great question, though. Any other questions? So read in more questions. And
okay. Zoran's asking, what hosting plan should be sufficient for multiple live streamings? So that was kind of just answered previously by Brill. They're all kind of there. When you purchase the commercial version or the suite version, they both are going to be able to. They're both going to be sufficient for multiple live streamings, and you'll be able to create as many live streams as you want for that particular channel, and you can create as many channels as as the actual hosting itself can hold. Because when it starts off initially, when you get our hosting, you'll get 50 gigs right up front. And after that, you'll be able to scale up and down as needed. So the next question here is from Karen. Can you talk about suggested pricing of various services? So pricing varies, and we actually have all of our pricing right now on shop.iranklocally.com. I'm just going to bring it up here. Give me 2 seconds. Whoops. Gotta make sure I spell it right. So if you go to our website, you'll be able to actually see the kind of different pricing for hosting. I'm just going to drag this window over here so you can see it. And hosting varies depending on how much you'll need and how much you're willing to kind of put into it. But there's different options all the way from 50 gigs all the way up to 1 terabyte, I think?
Yeah, 10 terabytes.
10 terabytes.
So the thing about it is like all of these, so you know, they all have the same bandwidth capacity for live streaming. So if you were to pick 50 gigs, for example, it's $40 a month. That includes live streaming, the users, your it'll include your thumbnails, your feeds. So you only have one hosting package. This system will write to all of it. And then you can just upgrade. And the upgrades don't go up by much. Like it's extra $10 for an extra 50 gigs. So there's a base and it just keeps crawling up. And we basically priced it out so that all of these pages can actually, all the options, I mean, can support all the simultaneous live streaming. So the only exception is the people that get up to like 10 terabytes, and then I think everything doubles. But even out of the box, even the smallest one, you can simultaneously, I'd have to check the number, but I think it's something like 35 live streams at once. Plus, it can still run on top of that 70 different simultaneous connections. So it can take a total of 100 simultaneous connections, I think 30 of which could be live streaming, meaning like that music channel that you were talking about, or something like we're doing right now, or an event. So there's a lot of bandwidth already there for that, and that won't be an issue at all. And the storage is sort of relative to how much, obviously the more storage you have, the more channels you have, you're going to use more bandwidth, so it's all sort of tied in there. So we won't Vimeo you, that's what we call it over here, and say, oh yeah, it's $50, and say, oh, you didn't use a player, now we want 3,000. We won't do anything like that. This is for streaming. It's specifically for streaming and hosting your channels on any platform you want. So, and you'll see that that's in fact the case, because if I go over to edit and I go over to channel, and there's all these are being added. And so you'll be able to, everything over here, you can stream to simultaneously, playlist and live. And we'll be moving some of these over here over the next month and adding more. So eventually this whole screen will be nothing but connections, and all you'll have to do is press a button and then put in your account information. And this was for Fire, obviously, but if it's Facebook, you'll just put in your Facebook credentials or whatever it is. And then when you start or when you post a video, it will go everywhere that you choose, or if you want to live stream, it'll live stream to anywhere you choose. So that's a good question too, but yeah, we're not going to really be limited to you based on that.
Yeah, I think we have time for some more questions here. Lou was asking, so would the suggestion be if a customer wants to manage their channel, that they host it on their choice of hosting platform versus on Nano hosting? No,
I would suggest that you go in and this is what we would suggest. You would go into Nano hosting to our site and you would buy a package that's appropriate for them. So let's say you sold a channel to somebody and you know they have less than 50 gigs worth of data, right? So you would sell them the 50 gig plan, and maybe you sold it to them for 60, 65 bucks. It really doesn't matter what you sell it to them for, but you buy it from us for 40. And what happens is, if you have the suite version, you give them a download link. When you actually go here to actually add the user, this license key and this IP address is going to be their Bob's specific instance. So that's how I said when I picked Torre, this is his instance. So if Torre's bucket or storage was getting full, he can buy another 50 gigs, 100 gigs, whatever he wants. This way, you guys aren't managing it. They're independent of yours, and it's another revenue stream for you guys, because now basically you can sell the hosting. Now they can still go in here and connections, and they can go configure third parties, and they can do Vimeo or whatever they have, but they can't expect any of the live streaming, or they could still do FTP, they could still do Backblaze. We just added that for people, so all this stuff is in there, but it doesn't have any of the benefits of the live streaming and the centralized like thumbnail and feed and everything else hosting. And of course they all have their own prices. So we're not taking away from it. We suggest that you sell them this one, because then they get everything, and it's integrated with just this. If you sell them Vimeo, you're gonna have to teach them or send them to a thing that they go there and make their API for their Vimeo and all that kind of stuff so they connect. Just, you won't need that with this at all. So I think with the live streaming, the unlimited bandwidth, the thumbnail hosting, the feed hosting, and everything else, I think you'd be hard pressed to really get a better deal. Hosting wise and software wise, and the way it all ties together. So we tried to really keep it, we tried to really keep the expense as low as possible.
This next question is from Keith. Keith is asking, do you have to have the suite for this?
No, the only thing you need the suite for is if you want to sell to a third-party customer and you want them to manage their own instance. If you want to sell to customers, you can still use a commercial, but you would be the one here at the home screen saying, let's say you sold to Torre, you would have to manage his station. So live streaming works, the users work, you still sell them hosting as part of the package, and you still manage, you would just be the one managing everything out of this platform, because the suite people get this exact platform. The only thing that's different is the suite people get another piece of software that's white labeled that lets the other party manage it themselves so that they don't have to. So this is all available for every version that we have. So live streaming, individual hosting, hosting for your customers, it's all available.
Bruce is asking, is there any info on how a client goes through the process of going live?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is that we're going to make more and more videos as we onboard people, and we're going to try to figure out what challenges most people are having, and we're going to do a step-by-step video of exactly. I just can't do it live, because in order to do it live, if you see the screen where I'm broadcasting live and you're seeing it live, it's going to put one of those mirror effects on your screen. Because it would be showing me at the same time it's showing you. So it's something we have to do in a video when we're not live streaming. So we will make that video. That video, I think we're going to start selling the hosting packages. I think they're for sale now. And as people get them, I think you probably all know Woody. You've probably all talked to Woody. Woody will just reach back out, and in order in which people bought it, he'll reach out to them and start setting them up, and he'll go through live streaming and everything. But there'll also be a video step-by-step for that come Thursday. So by the time people buy it, he gets them set up. I would expect that the first person could actually live stream in the same way we are probably this weekend.
Karen asked a question earlier about, can we talk a little bit about the pricing? And I gave her some information, but I think what she meant is, how do they charge their customers? Yeah, so the thing about it is, you can charge your customers. So, we've made everything pretty discounted so that there's a margin in there for you, right? So like whatever, you can go to our site at any time and you can see what we charge for our instances. So when you go to a customer, the only thing you need to know about your customer is how much storage they need. But the thing about it is, you'll see that our 40 gig, our 50 gig is $40, but then 100 gig is $50. So for $10, it's really great to double up your space. So the thing about it is, you may be able to sell 100 gigs for, instead of $50, maybe you sell it for $70. So now you're making $20 a month on top of whatever you charge them for the channel. Because either way, they're going to need a hosting platform. And that's just some education that you're going to have to give people, like where's your hosting going to sit, where your video is going to sit. And if it's sitting there, then the only other thing they need to know is they want features like creating multiple users so they can manage the thing, or do they want live streaming? Because if they want those, they need to go with a video provider that actually offers those that sort of setup for Roku and Amazon and everybody else. And you want to find one that's really going to be pretty square dealing with you, meaning that as you grow your channel, you don't want them to come back and say, you owe us more money or we're going to turn you off or something crazy like that. I mean, that's what actually, in fact, happened to us. So, so I think we have time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions. Rick is asking, how will it work if we have a Vimeo on our channel now and then start using your hosting? Can we have channels on both Vimeo and your hosting, or should a channel have just one hosting? Does your hosting have any video usage stats like Vimeo has? That's a great question.
So, I mean, the thing about it is, where we're going with this, just so you know, where we're going with this, Rick, is that it's obviously easier to have one spot and consolidate your storage. Plus, if a station starts to get popular over at Vimeo, you're going to end up migrating those channels over here anyway, because they're going to want such a large amount of money. As far as stats go, what we're actually building, and it's going to be out at the end of June, is we're actually working with what's called the SDK for Roku. It's actually called Builder for Amazon. But what it allows for is several things. One thing is using Google Analytics. So you won't need analytics. You probably don't want, I mean, it's best practice is not to get your analytics from the person that's providing you the service. The reason for that is, I mean, it's their platform, it's their information. So we're using Google Analytics through the SDK, so you can actually go into Google Analytics and make it part of your entire funnel, meaning web, because you may be having the same videos on websites, and since they're all going to be read from our hosting service, there's going to be a lot more common analytics than Roku. So we're going to use Google.
Todd's asking, can you guys talk about how to transfer over from Vimeo or Backblaze to Nano hosting? So this is all actually going to be done with a tool that's still kind of in development right now. It's our migration tool, but it'll actually be able to reach out to all these different hosting services and pull down that information and be able to upload it over. So we'll be able to kind of get that going. It's still in the works. There's a little bit left for it to be fully viable and production ready, but it'll definitely be there so everybody can get over.
So when's it going to be there? Because that's what they're going to want to know to buy, right?
Mm-hmm. I would say that'll probably be there on Thursday.
This week?
Yeah.
So I would give it this weekend, because we'll be testing Thursday. That's a part, actually, what he's obviously building for you, but it's being built off of this third-party connection, which is great, because Backblaze, for example, is already in there, and so is Vimeo. So if your connections are here, what it's going to actually do is be able to download from your connections and move them over. It'll be much like our channel migrate, our migration channel thing, where you can actually select a channel. See, I'm on Tori because I'm managing somebody else's, or I could use my own, and I could manage Nano Express, and I could just go out to Roku and say, go into feed URL, grab it, paste it in here, and say migrate. It'll tear it apart and bring it in. It'll work much the same way with the videos, except for it'll take a little bit longer because they're going to probably have to download them and move them. It's just not relinking them. So if you're Todd, I know you have lots of videos, so it might take a little bit of time. We're going to have to do it in smaller chunks, but there is going to be a migration path for sure, and depending on how many videos, how long, the size of them, obviously the resolution, things like that, and of course your internet connection, that'll determine the length of time it'll take to actually migrate them over. But Woody will work hand in hand with you on that as well. So it's not like you're just going to get it. I think people, especially people that bought it already, our software, they realize that it's not one of those systems where it's like, there's the software, have fun, good luck. I mean, we'll make sure that you get everything over. Even we had to write custom code. I mean, we had no intention of putting Backblaze on the system at all, and customer needed it, so we did it for them. You know, it's kind of just what we do. So let's see if there's any more questions.
Angie's asking, with your hosting, how would clients upload videos to your hosting plan?
So once it's connected here, so once we're in the connection, we're connected here, it works exactly the same. You could just grab a link, publish it. You'd go to upload content. You could upload it manually if it's on your local PC. And then, of course, pick the station that you want to go on. I want to put it on Nano Express. Set the tag. It works exactly the same. It'll be seamless. So you'll upload right from our interface. No problem. That doesn't change. But here's an interesting thing. So when you first get your hosting, the main customer, meaning you guys to us, you're going to get a license key, you're going to get an IP address, a username, and password. Well, what those really are FTP credentials. So any of the advanced users that know how to use FTP, they'll be able to connect with any kind of FTP client and start moving videos in and out. Of course, the caveat is if you move a video through your FTP, it's not really building out the JSON, so it won't show. It won't show the video on Roku or Fire. You actually have to do it this way because not only is this uploading it, it's actually adding it to your JSON and your XML and your Apple JavaScript and all that stuff simultaneously, so that you don't have to go into Roku and Apple and Fire. I mean, to Apple or Fire or any of those places. It just happens automatically. That's because they were pushed through here.
I think that's all the questions that we really have time for today.
Okay. Well, if you have more questions, again, you can look of what's coming up. If you look at our, I think it's under Edit, Channel Editors, you can see these are the ones that we're actually getting ready to bring up next, like Yelp and Twitter and Live Leak and Break and Stumble Upon, Facebook, TripAdvisor, which is going to be really cool for people that are doing any kind of vacation stuff, Daily Motion, Twitch, YouTube, Reddit. I don't know if you guys know what these are, but there'll be a lot. But you also see that the priority on television one is Android and Chromecast coming. So they'll work just the way these TV stations do, and then these internet ones will work the exact same way, but you'll put your internet credentials. So yeah, it's good to go. This is our first live stream. The production quality probably isn't top notch, but you know, we're going to do some intro videos and some outros. So by next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, we are going to do another one. But now, instead of just showing people some basics, we're going to go through creating a live stream from scratch, adding in a playlist, and then what we're going to do, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to start a second channel, and it's going to be a live stream also on Roku. And so what we'll do is we'll build this so you can come to training to watch us build it and simultaneously leave us. We'll say, go watch now. We'll take like a 5-minute break. You can just switch over to the other channel and see what we just built. And then you'll come back and we'll build the playlist. You'll be able to go back to the other channel, watch the playlist. So we'll be able to do some fun things like that so everybody will understand step by step. We just have to make a second channel. We have to get it approved by Roku and set it up for live streaming. And then we'll work on one area and then we'll post to another area. You guys can watch it. So hopefully you guys got a pretty good understanding. Oh, we got to do a drawing. We have got to do a drawing. Okay, so I need to go bring up the list. We got to put that, give us just a minute. We got to do a quick print out and shuffle because somebody's about to win. Live streaming for the rest of the year. And that'll be the first person that we actually, it's a 50 gig package. If you have to upgrade, you have to upgrade. But it's a 50 gig package. It'll be the first person that we actually are going to install. So we'll install them as quickly as they want. So what we're going to do is, hold on, we're going to get this drawing together. We'll get a little bucket here. Give us just a second. Woody's getting that together. This is going to be an official drawing. So what we're going to do is he's going to get the names real fast. We're going to put them in a bucket. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to transition back over to myself because I'm going to have Woody do the drawing. So this way, if anybody has an issue with the drawing, Woody can actually be held responsible.
I don't know what's happening there. I guess I'm responsible.
So give us just a second here. And start writing out all the names. Put them in the buckets. Thank you for somebody asking that question. Because we have so much going on, we would have certainly forgot. And so we're just going to rip up these little strips. Give us like, I don't know, just a couple minutes. And Woody's going to get in front of you and do a drawing.
We got Beverly.
Okay. Yeah, just keep writing them out, and then we'll rip them apart.
And we have...
Well, this got a little bit bigger, but
Sure did.
we're writing it out right now. Give us just a second. And whoever wins the drawing, just email us after this, and so we can get you on the schedule, so we can get you set up, whoever that may be. And it's, like I said, it's a 50 gig package. So if somebody wanted to go to 100 gigs, from the 50 gigs, whoever win this, it would only be the difference of the $10 a month. So you didn't have 100 gigs. So, but 50 gigs the rest of the year, and it includes everything you've seen tonight, all the live streaming and everything. So. And while you're doing that, watch, I can show you some kind of fun things. Like if you want to, you can probably see my screen right now. Like if you want to add like color source, I can just hit OK. Watch what I can do. Let's just make it a different color. Let's make it like green. Hit OK. Hit OK. Watch what I can do. Hold on for just a second. You see what I'm doing here? I can do this, but you can't see it on the TV just yet. But if I do this, and I put in, watch this. You're gonna like this, I think. Here we go. Let's move this down to, let's see. See what this looks like here. So what we're getting ready to do is the live drawing, so be patient for just a second. He's ripping it up.
We'll cut these.
He's cutting them up. Sorry for the delay. We forgot about the live drawing. You should see a little tag coming in that's going to say live drawing. And then we're going to put him in a little bucket here, and somebody's going to win. So while he's doing that, I'm going to go back over to Facebook and see if we have any other questions. I'm sure the questions would be, why weren't you ready for the... Oh yeah, and the winner is... Oh, Woody, look! Somebody thinks you're sexy, buddy. It's funny.
Let's fold all these up.
Let's see here.
How many do we have? How many are in there?
I don't know. Just keep cutting them up. Get them all in there. Live stream, do we just need IP address and a camera? That's Steve. Yeah, and some microphone, but typically webcams anymore, or even your laptops, camera and microphone work fine. Then you need the live stream address and the live stream key. So the address is like the IP address to the hosting server that you get from us, and the stream key is created when you create a live stream inside our software. So you have all that. So that's not a problem. So that was a good question. When is 1.0.6 available? So we're actually going to send that out with this week with anybody. So we're going to update people to the new version with all these features as they upgrade to our hosting package, so that everybody has everything that they need. And we'll also do a demonstration with everybody, and then of course you can rely on the videos, and then we'll even let you do tests with us and stuff, so we can see you guys on Roku or Fire, and so that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, Woody's still cutting up paper.
Last
so
one.
Please be patient with us.
Okay, we got our drawing.
Okay, well, he's going to get in front of the camera here so you can actually see it's being drawn. Show him the box.
Okay, here's the box. It's a pretty big box.
Pretty big box. We got some names in there.
Now, you want to do the honors? You want me to do
just
it?
here, I'll hold it up so you can't see it. You
All
can't
right.
see it.
Can't see. All right, here we go.
Uh-oh. And the winner is going to be
Angie Norris.
Angie Norris.
Angie Norris.
Not sure if you're on right now, but you just won some hosting. If you're not on right now, what we can do is send an email out. We'll also paste it in the the Facebook group and let everybody know that we have a winner.
We have a winner.
So there we have it. Angie Norris.
Angie Norris.
Okay.
Good job, Angie.
Well, thanks for everybody playing, but here's another hint. We're always going to be hiding things in the code because, you know, we kind of just like that. And so there's going to be always prizes to win. Also, we're going to start having prizes to win for specifically for people that are watching our live streams. So, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, we're going to have another live stream. And then what we're going to do live while people are on Facebook with us, we're going to have a contest. And not going to tell anybody what it is. And we're not going to tell anybody what the prize is, but you're going to end up winning something really cool. So that's kind of what we're going to keep doing. So if there's nothing more, it's 7:10. So we're a little bit over, but it's our fault because we totally forgot about the drawing. So if anybody else needs anything, just, you know how to hit us up. You have our phone numbers, you have our email addresses. We're always around. And you know what? We will go over all the other Facebook questions if there's any that we haven't addressed and answer them obviously on Facebook so everybody can see. So if you guys need anything else, just hit us up. We're going to end the stream the same way we started the stream. We're going to just put our logo up and call it a night. So we appreciate you guys spending time with us. We really appreciate you guys, supporting the product and supporting our development. I think together we're all going to do some really cool stuff, and we got a lot of really good features coming up, especially in the SDK. So just stay tuned. A lot of those things, SDKs and everything, those are just updates you get. Hosting is just another service completely. It's the only reason it costs. But any of the other services, when we add everything, all that stuff's free. So we appreciate you. We want you to know we appreciate you. And you can call us anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you guys next Thursday. We'll post that in the group, too. It'll be 6 o'clock. Thanks.
Thank you.